Welcome to the new world, to the new episode. It's episode 6 of Shadow of Israphel.
Thank you for tuning in.
And everyone's here. Was Wirt here last time?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yay! The streak.
Yeah.
Next
2
week I will
episodes.
be hit.
Let's keep it alive.
Next
We're
week I
about
get
to
hit
get a
by a car
combo.
and I can't show up. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm recovering from my illness almost completely at this point. I have a little bit of a chest pain from coughing for the past 3 weeks, but otherwise I feel pretty great. And we'll see how mucusy I get in this.
The
Awesome.
mucuser.
How's everyone else this funny, fine week? And
It's pretty good. Tomorrow I'm gonna be heading up to my papa's house for for white people taco night, so that's fun.
Wow, awesome.
White people taco night.
But
and speaking of epic tacos, this video is from 2010, and they were probably really big on them at the time.
hell
I mean,
yeah.
they said, "Can I have a bucket?"
There's something we need to address with this episode, part 10,
Oh.
renovating with scare quotes, the Yogcave. There's something we need to talk about. This episode broke the downward trend of every single episode we've reviewed so far, in that they were all losing view counts, video after video. This episode went from 3.7 million views last episode to 4.5 million views. So clearly, there's something special about this episode.
They were
and
cooking.
I guess there is. I guess there kind of is, and I see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went in with some high expectations because of that. So it starts off, you'll remember, viewers and everyone, Lewis was trying to ride a pig, and it was so glitchy and awful, and it did not work.
Pigs never win.
He asked Simon, "What do I do now? Is that it?"
Yeah,
Like he was.
And that
I don't know.
he's so
that is
disappointed.
that is the complete totality of the saddle in Minecraft before they added horse. What did they add first? Horus? Did they add Horus or carrot on stick?
Did they add
Which did they add
Hogan to the
first?
game?
You know what? I need to
Whoa.
look at the timeline that I.
Oh, yes,
you have
a
It didn't mention
update
carrots on the
timeline.
stick specifically, but I'll go check. I'll go look.
I feel like Stick came first because I remember playing before Horses came out.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
guess
riding
they
on
probably
pigs.
added carrots before horses. So I feel like the utility of, like, because that's the only way you're gonna get any use. Can you imagine? Okay, never mind. I take it back. I think they add horses and carrots I think
Around the
at the
same
same time, because I cannot remember in a period where it would have been efficient to ride a pig with a carrot on a stick as a mode of transportation. I can't imagine that ever being just the way that you live in Minecraft. I don't know.
I remember I liked riding pigs, but I think I would remember horses. But I remember just using minecarts
So
instead.
carrot on a stick was added in 1.4.2, 12W36A, while horses were added. Let me see.
Before or after. Big reveal.
Where is this?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I forgot. I did not realize how late horses were added.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, it was carrots.
Yeah, I
first.
remember horses being added.
Right? So they must... I guess it must have just been, it's a joke. No one could have actually been doing... But then, I don't know. I guess I wasn't tuned into the Minecraft, pro spheres. I don't know if Let's Players were genuinely riding pigs or to get around the world. I think it was just something for sport.
So,
For the
real.
rich and
When I was younger, because I remember that period where I liked pigs because that was who I am. I was like, epic
True!
pig, or whatever the fuck. That's just who I was. And, my brother was telling me, you can ride pigs, but there's no point to it, because you would rather just make, a minecart or something, or whatever. But you could do it. But I like to do it because it was funny, but they didn't really, follow your direction perfectly. They didn't stop and go, so people really didn't use it. I know my brother was like, that's not how you do it. You don't do it. It's stupid. But I was like, but I like this.
Lewis
I
is
like
quite
I was like,
dismayed. And Simon doesn't allow... He completely kind of ignores him. He's like, do you see this over here? It's like there's
very
a
good.
tree. He's destroying the leaves. Luz is just staring at it.
Hitting it with a shovel.
You don't see a glitchy spider in this tree. It's like, no, that's only Simon.
He was haunted by visions.
Even before that, they start talking before the drop of the song, and that scared me. I'm sorry.
Inconsistent. These guys are crazy back then.
No, it's true.
I mean, now we know they're uploading like 500 1-minute World of Warcraft videos a day, so I guess, I don't know.
They love
but yeah, they do say they're getting back to their base because it's getting dark. Yeah. Simon says "bulls" to this and goes to his base. And then Lewis frolics off to kill some pigs and get lost.
And he says, "Can never have too much pork."
Simon says, "It's getting dark, Lewis."
ASMR.
I put in my notes, "scary whisper."
Scary weed. Lewis smokes a scary weed.
Please, I don't want
Simon
to smoke scary weed, Lewis.
Put the heating on. Put the kettle on. Have a lovely cuppa waiting for you when you get back.
Minecraft kettle.
Average European
I gotta
man.
say really fast, this episode made me mad, but also is probably the one that's made me laugh the most so far.
I definitely got mad, but it's also, God, this is, oh my God, I won't get too into it, but this is the first part of that epic fan song that I couldn't show you guys. But yeah, so as predicted, he got lost, and Simon says, I told you it was getting dark. And I say, yay, more unwatchable darkness before he finds the house. I think he said mountain fortress. I heard mountain farceness. I don't know why. So then,
this is a mountain farce.
Cinematic moment, the great scene in history. Lewis walks in and says, "Hello, honey." Yeah. Put the heating on. And he lights a small fire on the floor. Simon, with a flint steel, lights a fire. He says, "Put the heating on." He went, "Whoa!"
Don't be lighting fires in the house.
Yeah, I was live blogging it, went to my other monitor to type, "Hi honey, I'm home," and then immediately it's just a keyboard smash because I realized they set the fucking wood house on fire.
My notes at this point.
Yeah. Definitely want to see that.
You can our live reaction.
I got don't be lighting fires in the
so
house.
Funny.
You can't be saying that, British babies.
The fire is and I was like, oh, so this is why renovating is in quotes.
Yeah.
And they don't understand at all how to put out fires.
It made me cry
so much. Simon is shocked into silence when Lewis panics. No way, Simon's a freak. He likes it. Oh, there's so much to say. Yeah, I definitely have, like... I say, and thus we enter Simon Lane and the bit. They both just stare at the fire. I got mad. I got pretty mad. It's so frustrating seeing the fire spread, and they don't realize all you have to do to put it out is pat it down with your fist. I know that fire has changed mechanically in Minecraft.
I know.
Like, since then, I think it used to be a little more aggressive, and it used to be fires never went out. They would burn forever, eternally, as if it was netherrack. You could light a log on fire and it would burn forever.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, and we see later that they do eventually realize that all you have to do is punch it. But Lewis is so flipping off the handle, freaking out, paralyzed in fear. He's trying to use a bucket of water, but he's a noob! So he's just placing down one block of water and not, like, picking it back up to spread it or anything. All it does, it just flows down into the...
It was so hard to watch.
Fucking hole. It tries to go to the hole, because there's not a flat surface for it to spread, so it doesn't spread. Oh my God.
It's so much.
It's so funny.
Would you rather have the room filled with fire or water? Simon says. Lewis is panicking. I'm panicking. Why are you panicking?
He says so casually.
I don't know. I think I kind of like it. The room is half.
I have that
half on fire.
Along
it's all,
with the
like,
next
it's a
thing,
cave base, but the floor is all wooden. So, like, the room, like, directly in front of their front door, like, it's all being engulfed in flame. It's a sea of fire. And just...
I have in quotes, the I don't know, I like it, followed by his next thing, which is baptism of fire.
Fire, he says.
Fire.
I like Lewis's
Don't panic,
not
immediately catches on fire.
He's not yelling.
It's
like,
very
what do you
good.
mean you kind of like it? It's very. It's
So
He's just watching.
disappointed.
Then I write, Lewis breaks a block in a scripted moment to reveal a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say this was definitely not scripted that Simon would do this bit. That's definitely just a thing he decided to do for the content and the fun of it.
Of course.
And that's the beginning of his pyromania, which I guess he has a pyromania. I remember Simon being like an explosives nut. I remember that being his thing. He would like always just get TNT and blow shit up. But I guess
I remember.
I guess
that
he
as well.
does set things on fire sometimes. So it's very related with the flint and tinder. Sorry, they call it a flint and tinder. It's a flint and fucking steel. It's not called that in game. Though I guess it
Flint and
isn't
tinder.
written anywhere, so
Tinder.
fair to them.
Flint and tinder. Flint and
Yeah.
tinder.
Anyway, yeah, so there's a hole in the floor. Like, they break
There's a
in
hole.
the middle of their base.
It's so funny. Lewis intentionally was probably like waiting for the fire to spread, and like he intentionally did.
He's
It's
moving
so
their jack-o'-lantern
good.
as if they'll lose it in the fire. And in the
Yeah.
process of digging up the dirt block, he reveals that there's a hole under there. Simon walks over to look, and Lewis pushes him off the edge.
I have the words classic, hole through center of the
Classic.
world.
Classic Minecraft goof, Three Stooges level, like, video game.
Literally.
I didn't
Classic.
realize that the hole was like. At first, I didn't realize that the hole was like man-made and that there was stuff at the bottom of it. So I have somebody disobeyed the cardinal rule: never dig straight down.
Then it would be man-made.
I realized
I guess, but like, I thought it was like meant specifically for like mining, and they just happened to build their house on top of.
Oh,
this,
you
like-
didn't realize that, like...
Yeah.
that-
I realized
that
immediately
this
there
was
were
clearly
torches.
the work of the interloper.
The interloper.
Yeah.
The beast.
interloper.
That work?
The interloper.
Oh, I was just saying, I realized I was like, there's torches in that hole. And I found it funny because they were like going up like in increments, which meant that someone like meticulously, like the interloper put these torches
When you
there.
really
and
stop to think about the scary
it's so funny.
interloper and like what
Scary being.
they are actually doing in this world, it's kind of humorous
It's
when
so
you think
good.
about what they're doing. Like,
It
at
is.
first it's like scary to see all these slight evidences of human activity, but then like they're just like pranks. These are just tricks and
Yeah.
goofs and
Yeah.
like,
They're just jovial
impish
pranks.
Milnak, how are you
trickster
liking this?
spirit has
How are you liking
infested
this
my
episode?
Minecraft.
Like,
I really
Better
like
texture.
this episode. Okay. I wanted to make a comment on. First off, I'll probably not really be speaking unless spoken to. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi just sucks and I don't trust it.
Mills fucking They're gone forever.
Second off, I really wanted to go back to the whole putting out the fires thing because something that frustrated me specifically, which like, here's the thing. I'm gonna talk about this as if they could have known. They really couldn't have.
Okay.
But as someone who is at least partially a Minecraft nerd, it was just like, first off, yeah, they could have been punching out. Second off, they could also use water. But the thing is, it's always going to go to the hole.
Right,
it's always going to flow to the
It's
hole.
always going to go downhill
So-
because it wants to join the water.
It does, and that's a thing. It's just like, you fools!
It's like if
You could be using this to your advantage.
just move it, pick it up and move it, pick it up and
up
move
and
it.
move
All of
it.
them.
Painful. It's so painful.
It's so funny.
can
And
just
Lewis,
pick-
like, he's trying so hard to swim to a crafting
Oh my
table
God,
and
when
then
he-
starts digging
when-
apart the wall.
when he starts-
I was like head in hand. It was like, I
Oh.
can't be so mean. They have no way
He's
to
tr-
know. And I remember the local man,
No,
just
he's-
angry two British men from 14 years ago about
No,
being
no,
bad
he's trying to
at
get
new
to the
video
crafting table
games.
because, like, Simon is in this hole, right? He's in this hole, and Lewis wants to, like, dig
Yeah.
down to him, but instead of just breaking the block of wood with his fucking fist, he's like, oh, I gotta get an axe. And he wants to...
Yeah, he walked
This is the
away.
fire.
Like he
How do I
had
get
enough
to the
balls
crafting
about
table? There's a-
hitting
oh, no,
wood
there's a fire.
earlier.
It's an adventure game
starts-
puzzle. It's so
He starts
fucking
poking at it with
click.
a. He starts poking at it with a pickaxe at first before
He
realizing
almost
that
breaks
he
it.
wants
Like,
to use
I think I call him like an anti-noob for this. Like he's so like, oh, I can't break
They were
it with
getting
a pick.
pranked, so
been...
they pranked us back. That's just how it goes.
They would have been.
The cycle of prank.
They'll laugh at me if I break it with the pickaxe. I've got to go make a
Well, you set your house on fire. It's more than that now.
I have to walk
They're
through
all
the
gonna
fire.
howl at me
I have
in
to
the
dig
comments.
through the wall to get to a workbench to make an axe.
Oh, they're gonna make fun of me at Minecraft
Friend.
High School.
Oh my god.
I hope they
Anyway,
don't now. I don't know how to set a
Simon
fire.
screams all the way down, and Lewis asks, "Are you alright?" As if he is not responsible for his suffering.
Very good.
And Simon said, "It's that mysterious guy. He's put this here." Simon begins
Mysterious guy
describing. He's describing the mysterious room beneath their house. There's apparently a sapling, some food. Not that we'd ever know because Lewis never goes down there. He never looks. He's the cameraman, and Simon keeps saying, like, jump down here, you won't die. It's like, no, I don't want to do it.
I have it quoted here. He's like, me, sapling in a
I looked
rose.
into the comments, and there are so many people being like, I can't believe Lewis, this is like, we just never saw it.
Lost footage.
Because they didn't have, like, split views at this time, so it's not like they could switch to Simon's view.
Crazy.
Guys,
Lost
just
media.
broke both his legs in a burning building. It's fine. There's a sapling and a rose
He
down
was so
there.
happy to hear about it. He had a tree sapling in a rose.
Yeah,
So it's
and
okay.
as the fire spreads, Simon has another, like, we have to jump moment. It's like, Lewis, come down here, it's safe. It's like, I don't want to
So
leave, I don't want to flee. He wants
So
to save their
fucking good.
home because it's all on fire. But he's just staring and not saving anything.
He's so bad at this. It's so
We can just
sad.
rebuild it. But it's been like fires exploding the house. Yeah, like he could just, and then I'd complain about anti-new. Just mine wood with pick. Just do it. If you want to save him, just do it.
He won't even save his best friend. Fucked up.
Lewis is
This
too
is the beginning of the
distracted
end.
thinking about how weird it is that there's fire and water right next to each other.
He was like having a whole thing about it. Like,
Dude, you
pondering.
can't just put the water down. You have to do something. The firefighters don't just splash a bucket of water on the ground. They have to, like, keep throwing water and more. It won't
was
do the job
dissatisfied.
itself.
He was just satisfied.
Lewis keeps almost mining the wood. It's so frustrating. He keeps almost breaking it, but deciding not to. Little coward.
One of them breathes directly into the mic, which is scary.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Only pondered what awesome mysteries that little room held, only for dwarfish eyes to see.
Only for dwarvish
I think
eyes,
Israphel
the real
was in
face
that.
of
Oh my
Lewis.
God.
I think
Yeah,
Who's that?
that was the
that's
door.
why we never saw it. I think
Important
a
thing-
scary
okay.
interloper was
Okay.
there, and Simon refused to say.
I have something to note from the comments also, as I went into before. Apparently there is a version of this map for download
there?
that you can explore, and people
Ooh.
went down there.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Or so the
probably long
comments
ago.
claim.
Probably some fan
And so-
recreation or something. I know that there are those for, like, you know, famous bases.
That's true.
Man, going to right? No, I played on the
We
Shadow of
tried to
Israphel map
explore.
when I was a kid. I downloaded that whole like thing.
We should explore
That would be a
together.
fun
Yeah.
We should
little
explore
Special event.
We actually record. We did this. Just turned into us doing a Minecraft Let's Play.
Like I'd be upset about that.
Yeah, that would be a fun side.
I wouldn't mind.
I'm
Lewis
changing
tells-
trajectories of my life. I don't want to be a podcaster or a worker. I would like to get paid to hit things with stone. I would like to mine diamonds with a wooden pickaxe and then get views for it. I've decided.
Lewis,
You know, oh my god, this isn't related, but I feel like I need to say this. I've just recently got the opportunity to do some napping, which like KNAPPING.
Oh.
like with stone and flint.
I have to say, yeah, like with it was with obsidian. I was like a real Minecraft.
Whoa!
Oh my
They're
God.
real!
It's not a whole lot to say on this. I just simply wanted to say
You got,
that
like,
I got the
hands-on
Minecraft experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen. I'm very dedicated to this
clickbait.
podcast.
We get real miner to play Minecraft.
You think Obsidian's in the game at this point? Probably. I feel like
it was.
Or maybe it's
It
not.
has to be.
I'll
Fact
find
checker.
out.
Check that. And while we wait,
Let's check
Thank
this.
you, Bert.
Lewis tells Simon to build himself up with jumping. I can see why Nerdpole caught on, because that was really awkward to say. Simon doesn't have things in his inventory, so Lewis barfs down some stone, and Simon goes, "Ow!" because he's throwing stones down a well.
I have the sound of cobblestone. Bleh. Every time it happens, I write it down in my
Such a
notes.
fucking good joke.
Really nice role play there from Simon.
For the bit.
Me when I barf rocks at your head.
Birch?
Oh, why would you do that?
Ouch!
So mean.
Obsidian's very
Oh, yeah.
old. Obsidian
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I guess the block always existed, but Nether has not always existed. That's the thing that tripped me up.
I wish my partner was awake for our podcast recordings because they were playing Minecraft from back when it was a Flash game.
Oh yeah, I played that
wow.
old Minecraft too, and that's what I was like, please, can I get the full version?
Minecraft.
Back then, it only cost about 10 bones. So, Lewis is mining stone to make a fucking axe. Is he still on that?
It's so...
They go back. He climbs up. Lewis asks if he used his flint and tinder to light the fire. Simon says yes. So technically, it's your fault.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I remember that. It was good.
God, when he makes an axe, at first, instead of just mining the block that's on fire, he's like trying to quarantine it by breaking all the blocks around the fire one.
I started repressing the way he started putting out the fire because thinking about it made me really upset. So I just forgot it all. I don't remember how he puts. I repressed it all. I don't remember what he does, but every time he tried to put out the fire, I was so upset, so I forgot the specifics because thinking about it upset me.
It does spread like fucking crazy. Like they're trying to contain it, and it like lights them on fire. Because you put it out and the fire lights again. Later, Simon compares it to those trick candles that don't go out. It's like that. They just spontaneously combust again.
I love to explode.
It's like the tire fire in The Simpsons. Burning block of wood will stay lit forever. I say that as soon as they figure out how to combat the fire spreads onto them and kills Simon, sending all his delightful belongings everywhere.
I have, oh no, Simon, as it happens.
Okay. Seeing the record so close to burning stressed
so
me the hell out.
Yeah.
Lewis saved it. I made
Fuck me
note of
up.
the fact that Lewis saved the record, and he made mention of it because it's so valuable.
Music.
Speaking of music,
Save the music.
beautiful Minecraft music begins to play, and God, the vibe,
Yeah.
house on
The
fire,
song with
burning.
the fire sounds.
Oh, it's so powerful.
House on fire, burning, it's night in the game, and the beautiful little music. Simon is crying because zombies and skeletons are hunting him. Oh, it's...
I'm a kalimba on my desk. I had to hold myself back from learning that song
It's
right then
so-
and there.
Oh, it's so pretty, and it's so just
It's so
nostalgic
pretty.
hearing that music and the
Literally
situation
good.
they're in. Anyway, after the resounding success of the dungeon and the Temple of Fire, Lewis says that things have gone downhill. I thought we were doing well, says Simon.
He's like, oh.
Thankfully, the flint and tinder survived the cataclysm that's happened in their building.
Wow, like they can start another one, just in case.
At this point, they're firefighting. Lewis says Minecraft Fire Brigade. Minecraft Fire Brigade. And I guess, at this point, I'm like, okay, it's smart to, be in the water and fighting the fire. I guess it's not, you could be doing something a little more useful than riding the water around, but okay, that's fine.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
They take a step back. The house, there's, dirty holes where the wood used to be all over the place, and two flowing spouts of water in the middle of their, work area. And they
babbling
both just
brooks
start laughing.
in the center of their house.
I kind of like the new house, Lewis says as Simon goes,
Permanent
just look at
pools.
this fucking place. Lewis says that they could fill in these bits and maintain the water because there's no problem with damp in Minecraft. Which I guess is true. Insane idea for a build, like keep the weird indoor water flows and just build bridges through them.
Actually, no, that was kind of absurd.
That's pretty nice. I once had a cave house
Hold up,
that
let
had
her
like
cook.
an underground lake separating it from the outside. I think that was kind of cool.
Same. Oh, it's so
Put a koi pond in your house before they introduce fish to the game.
I think
But then Simon accidentally fills in one of the source blocks, and they go, "Oh, we can install another one."
I think
and
I
you
have
know
in
what?
my notes. Oh god.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have in my notes that I noticed that he was apparently meticulously like organizing his chest. Like he had a chest open, I think, and started putting things away, but like in a specific like order that I could tell that he was organizing it like my brain is. I'm pretty sure this happens around now.
Right, he does make a double chest for some reason. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
and I was.
I guess
remember also
because
the
he
double
picked up
chest
all
texture.
Simon's shit and he had to put it somewhere.
Yeah, I remember because I just saw him like he put all like the stones in the one corner and he started putting the sticks in the one order, and I don't know why I was like thought that was funny. Like all this shit is happening, he just slowly organizing it.
Yeah, you gotta do it. And at this point, I'm like, man, they truly are renovating the Yogcave.
Wow.
Once they start talking about water features and stuff, it's like, okay. And then Lewis goes to cook some pork, and then, oh my god, why? And then Minecraft explosion, boom! And I thought it was a creeper, but then look,
That's what I thought
hole,
too. I was
the hole is enormous, and it was a booby trap. It was a booby trap.
I have
It's so
my
big.
comments here, bro. Like talking about, I noticed the pumpkin in the floor that they replaced it, and then talking about cooking some meat, and then there's a keyboard smash. Oh no! It fucking exploded. Oh no! Creeper! No, booby trapped. The screaming. That's all I have.
The crater is enormous. It must have
really
been like
is.
4
It's
blocks
so
of TNT
big.
or more, probably. There was it's a giant pit. Their back door.
A creeper could never have done
Nope.
that.
Like he stepped out. I don't know what happened. He like stepped out the back door or something and stepped on a pressure plate and he exploded so huge.
It was so scary.
Everywhere. I caught a glimpse of their double wide chest, and the double wide chest.
Yeah, that's what I was
texture.
thinking.
The big
It
chomp
has a
chest.
seam in the middle, and
The
it's
seam.
all one block.
It's all one block.
It's very funny. I have it in my notes too.
The entity is becoming more
Right,
and
I was
more
gonna
lethal.
say.
These were kind of fun adventures.
Yeah, it was just kind of putting some neat stuff in their world, but now it's like targeting them. The interloper
Here.
has made modifications to their house.
They're
More than just a
interloping.
shaft. And also, I want to point out how someone in the comments later I see, they said, like, in the start of this recording session, there were a bunch of mobs, like, hopping up and down outside their house. So surely they would have set off a trap like this if it existed at that point, which means that this trap was made during the recording session.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Which is like, yeah, we already knew, like, someone mentioned, the stuff in the chest in the pyramid was their stuff that was stolen. So like,
Yeah.
That is
clearly
crazy.
there's
Like
been
this is
some
like live.
activity, some secret things.
So
going
that's
on.
why it's called the Shadow of Israphel.
So
They've been interloped.
Simon asked if the whole house blew up. I imagine he must be very scared that the entire place was rigged. And Lou says, I don't know, I was cooking pork and I heard a sound, so I came running. Simon
Very
says,
good.
okay, this is not my fault. It's like,
So
what do you
fucking-
mean
I
it's
have-
not my fault? How's it my fault?
He's so upset.
I have the entirety of that sentence written. I was just cooking some pork and I heard a scream, so I came running and there was a big hole where the back door used to be.
True.
That's an Appalachian horror story. That is like, yeah, that's Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
It
Oh
happens.
my god.
Lewis is literally playing dumb as if he doesn't know they set up like an internal Truman Show jigsaw trap for Simon for the next 7 or so years.
It's so awesome.
Oh, I wish Simon just never learned. It was just always just thought it was real.
Me too.
gaslighting him.
I believe in this.
We're indirectly referring to a thing like, the dark mysteries of this are. Oh, I have a lot to say about the dark mysteries later, though. So
I don't know anything.
We'll get to it. Get to it this episode. There's something else, another moment in the next episode that made me want to talk about it. I think we've got to be careful in this world, because whoever installed that trap, they've got a devious, evil mind. Foreshadowing. This closes out part 10.
Yes.
So really fucking funny episode. Really crazy.
Very
good. So good.
I love how the hole under the floor was like scripted and Luce knew about it, but Simon just gave him the perfect excuse to reveal it. By pure Simon just dicking around. I don't know. I'd love to know.
He was also too lazy to wait for it to burn, so that
probably wouldn't have. That fire seemed very content where it was. Top comment on this video is the turning point where Simon becomes a noob instead of Lewis.
I was also going to mention that. I was like, oh, that gotta mention that.
I'm not sure, but
my very first note on episode 10 was actually one that I wanted to have as like, it's the first thing I wrote down, but it's the thing that I specifically wanted to have as the like last bullet point. So like all the other notes, I hit enter a couple times so that I could take my notes above it, and that sentence is 3 words. Great renovating, guys.
True.
I think it was a good job. I think they did good.
Yo, I love home renovators. Go.
Yeah, and many of the commenters are pissed that Luce never went down there.
Real. I didn't look at any of the comments because
You're so
maybe in Shadow of Israphel too.
Okay.
This next part, part 11, which is going underground. It's back down to 3.73. It's back down, which I guess that last episode had a lot of bangers in it, so I get why that episode did so well and was fondly remembered.
And this one also has such a strong start. I'm surprised it didn't hook more people in.
Oh my god! I'm glad.
Oh my fucking god!
I also want to say that the fan song might have contributed to the fame of that episode, because there's a part in it that I didn't share with you or our audience where it's the part where the house is burning down.
It's true. The beginning of this episode is such a...
The beginning threw me off guard.
All right. We open with them still looking into the crater formed by the interloper's booby trap. Misogynistic Simon thinks it couldn't have been Hannah because she doesn't have the brains to do something.
Not cool, Simon. Don't say that again.
Not cool, Simon.
You can't say that, British baby.
I know he means game mechanic wise, but damn, come on, that's Luce's fuck buddy you're talking about here.
Bro,
your homie's jacked up with sin
right.
in her. You're trying to jeopardize something? Come on.
You're sinning more than
I
her.
don't know
Come
any
on.
of the people they're listing off.
Real, me neither, Ross.
So, right, okay, Simon, this is giving me an idea, right? And Simon, in his mind, he must have thought, I'm gonna break this block to let the waterfall, natural waterfall outside their back door, flow into this crater to turn this horrible incident of war into like a beautiful sort of picturesque, view from their backyard. It's such a beautiful... you could see, like, the world healing, the flowers blooming in his mind. But water doesn't work like that in Minecraft. It limply flows to the bottom of the hole. Both of them are deflated.
Very awesome.
One of them makes the noise, the
Very good.
Simon tries to figure out how to make one source block of water fill an entire massive crater, while Lewis decides to build a bridge. A mossy cobblestone bridge. That's so cute and charming.
Yay.
They've got a good eye for aesthetics already. Okay, well, the bridge is just 2 blocks wide, actually.
That's okay.
And it's just a big open hole. Water is flowing onto the bridge over it.
You're just guarded. It's fine.
Yeah.
I got so mad when Lewis was like, he's like breaking down the bits around the little bridge. I got so mad when he started breaking the glass.
Fuck this glass.
You don't have to
Fuck
do
this
that.
glass, man.
It hurt me so bad.
Simon reveals the pressure plate that he picked up from the incident.
Oh, yeah.
And he explains, like, how it works and, like, good for the audience. There's a lot of parts in here that like go back to the sort of tutorial nature of these videos that I really appreciate.
Oh yeah, I forgot it would start with the tutorial.
Then Simon says, "There are terrorists at work." That's what it was. It was an act of terrorism. I would say on a par with 9/11. Jesus Christ!
11 times I have to say the words "what" in caps.
What? Simon, it's been 9 years. It's too soon.
Too soon.
You can't be saying that.
I forgot the ironic resurgence wasn't really there.
Oh, Mill's dying from this. Oh my god! Like,
is my internet killing me?
That killed Mill.
You're back. You're okay. It's just there was a comment in the video that said 9/11 was closer to this video than this video is to today.
Jesus!
Oh my god!
That's not. Those boys were freaking out back then. They could not have gone away with that nowadays. Let me tell you that. Oh my fucking god!
Because of wokeism.
Because of wokeism. Oh my fucking god!
You can't be saying that, British baby.
Oh, Russ, let me hear.
I have no idea what possessed me to write down the timestamp at which I had to pause the video and leave to go have lunch. Because we went and had lunch at like a food court place down by my house. It's really good. They have really good ice cream. But I for some reason took down the like timestamp at which I did it, which was 2:12. And then immediately I came back, and the very next note is a car bomb.
Lewis doesn't like scold him or anything. He's just I would say more like a car bomb that was targeted at one person.
It was just.
No, Simon's
He was just like.
Oh
I don't
God.
know.
Fucking between this and Shacked Up in Sin, Simon is a fucking loose cannon. What the fuck is going on back there?
He's too crazy.
That's not politically
Is the
correct.
name of the episode? Is the name of the podcast episode a car bomb?
I don't think that's a great idea.
I don't
Please.
know.
That's not great.
Yeah, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like,
No, no.
You can't say that, Ross. You're going to cringe.
Oh my god, these British guys didn't give a fuck. Okay.
British people are so scary.
Okay. Anyway, Lewis points out that he also could have opened the back door and suffered the same fate. Simon says, "I took a bomb for you. Never forget that. Oh, I love you." And Simon goes, "Ugh."
It's very funny.
Yeah, I'm glad.
We
Oh
go
my
from,
God. Thank
this
you
was
for reminding me,
9/11.
but fuck.
I take 9/11 for you. I love you. Ugh. Really good.
I'm sorry. I just felt so bad. Why?
No, me too.
Because it's
Bro, already fucking divorced. Sad.
I literally had written down
exactly.
divorce,
It was okay.
and then I like crossed it out like with the string. Like, well, I
Just
shouldn't
like
say that.
Like, even between like all of the love they've shown each other, like they have been so much more loving to each other in these early episodes than they ever would in any future
Well,
content.
they really are
This
morphing. They're changing before our eyes.
They're changing.
No more love.
They're evolving, and I don't like it. Go back.
Lewis and Simon, what has become of you?
What's become of you?
I love that
Okay.
because no one else is gonna get that joke.
So then I write, what the fuck is that up there? Their tower?
Oh yeah,
When and where? Lewis looks, and apparently this is as much news to Simon as it is to us, because he's like, oh my god, there's above, like, you know, the hill, the cliff, whatever,
The cave. The Yogcave.
there's now a spire of smooth stone jutting out. Not a symmetrical one at all, very kind of jagged, but
I kind of like it, to be honest.
yeah, it's nice, but the off-screen activities are fucking crazy.
Literally,
I write down unintentionally foreshadowing something in this episode. There's as much proof Lewis built that as there is proof he built the pyramid or the booby trap. We truly can't know. Lewis wants to get on with it, but spots a creeper on the roof. La 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 la.
A creeper.
the one that fell on it earlier is implied, but that's probably not true. But from like a kayfabe sense, it probably is true. Lewis chops some wood. You know this tower I was gonna build? No, I don't. I don't know this.
Yeah, I thought I missed something. Like maybe I wasn't paying attention or I forgot something, and he was just like,
I feel
yes,
like he might have
tower.
mentioned.
Huh?
I think he might have mentioned wanting to build it in an earlier episode, but I don't fucking remember. I don't know, but he's.
How to build a tower. Step 1, set fire to your friend's base.
He's built like the shell of the tower, like what he wants it to look like. Yeah. But there's a creeper. Simon walking up, climbing toward as Lewis tries to up there, and Simon not looking at it. And he goes, "Ooh."
He's very good at this.
Creeper glares down at them, scaringly. Simon asks if they're like T-Rexes and can only see you if you move.
That made me laugh.
Lewis asks, "How do we handle this?" And Simon just climbs up and punches it off.
I was so sad. I was like, that creeper's not doing anything.
Well, I don't think we need to worry about Mr. Creeper anymore.
Creeper on
Yeah. That was awesome.
Apparently it survived. I didn't
creeper
think it survived the
explosion
fucking
sound.
fall, but apparently it did, and that's absurd to me, honestly. That's bullshit.
Built different.
That's fucking crazy.
Creeper on the Roof, my favorite musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know when that happens. They just start singing, "There's a creeper on the roof. La 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 la." I feel like that must have been a thing by Tekkit.
La,
Birch.
la, 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 la.
They must have been saying it then.
I'm sure they did. I can't remember. It's been so long.
We'll see when we get to Tekkit.
Oh,
Lewis is a bit pissed off it took out some of his wool. He says he's a bit pissed off.
He sounded so very, like, angry, but very much like, I'm not afraid. He was like, I'm kind of mad about that.
A little cross. Their dirt roof has grown grass on it. They've somehow managed to combine the cave house with the green top.
Double
They've
noob, it
somehow
cancels
gotten
out.
it. Bro, they're so fucking awesome.
For some reason in my notes here, I just put Castle in the Sky Nightcore, and I don't know what joke I was referring to.
Because he wanted to build a castle on the mountain. That's what he wants. The tower to make it look like there's a castle on the mountain. I've got these grand designs, man.
But I
That's
was
what he said.
There's no other context to that, and it just goes to the next one, which is Simon loves falling. So I don't know what my bit was there, but
Simon tried to push him in earlier and then karmically tripped and fell.
Really good.
They mislabel a chicken as a sheep.
I saw that.
I wrote down, did he call a chicken?
I thought it was crazy.
I remember that. Very content-rich podcast. They called a chicken a sheep. I thought that was crazy.
I thought I was getting like
crazy.
Yeah, there's like a chicken that falls into like their dirt roof hole, and it's just kind of hanging out in there.
That's crazy.
And it mislabels it as a sheep.
I literally thought, because it was a small little white block, that maybe I was the stupid one. Maybe that's what sheep looked like, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a chicken. I felt
Since
like
Simon breaks his legs again by falling, Lewis says there's pork in the oven, and Simon asks if that's a euphemism.
they're so divorced. Oh my god.
No, sir.
I have the note euphemism with a bunch of question marks.
Simon says that this place is a tip, which is a British term for a garbage dump.
Wow.
You dump, you tip it over to dump it out.
Oh.
Oh,
I thought they said the tip.
I learned something.
Lewis starts digging a hole in the ceiling just as it's getting dark, and Simon's like, "Oh, well, that's a great fucking time to be fucking around with that, isn't it?"
I have.
It's like,
He's
"All right,
mining
sorry."
grass. Use a shovel.
He does accidentally refill the roof with a crafting table.
Oh, yeah.
He just leaves it there. It's like, oh, whatever.
Stylish choice.
Simon put a door on the mossy bridge. There's no wall anymore. The wall and the windows are all gone. It's just a door on the bridge.
It's so
This
good.
place
It
is in a
sucks.
state.
Could you spare a wooden door for old time's sake?
Very
Lewis says
good.
he's gonna leave Simon to tidy it up, and Simon's like, "What? What?" He's like, when I come back, I expect it all to be tidy. And Simon says, "You're going out drinking with your friends, aren't you?"
This is,
always
yeah,
leave
like
me
for
to
the
do
comment.
housework."
Where I'm like, why are they a struggling couple? What's going
Minecraft
on?
housewives.
So fade transition. They've taken some
Yeah,
kind
they
of
did a
break.
time skip.
I don't know if Lewis just got up to do something or if this was like a break in the recording
I
mid-episode.
assumed that this was just
Crossfade.
the end of the recording.
I thought it was just a time
Yeah,
skip
I
because,
figured.
Like, it's daytime in Minecraft.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
things were different, and then he was
Clear,
talking about the
yeah.
videos, so...
Right. This is the part that's I found so very fascinating about this episode. Simon is replacing the floorboards when we come back. He's filled in the back wall, some stone and glass, jack-o'-lantern over the door. The front door also has a jack-o'-lantern. And Lewis says, "So yes, people have been enjoying our Minecraft videos, so we're going to be carrying on." That's I don't know if that's going to go anywhere though. They're not so good at the game.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying this guy's stuff.
First acknowledgement of their soon-to-be runaway success. I'm glad people at the time could appreciate this. Still feel sorry for those WoW heads, though. They have no idea what's coming.
No WoW heads just don't know. They just don't know yet.
Their backdoor mossy bridge is still absolutely coated in water to the point of being uncrossable, but I guess that's fine. And then, people have been saying that like people thought that I was the one building stuff. But to be honest, that pyramid was way beyond anything I could build. They were complaining I had an iron axe. I do have an iron pick because I went and I dug a hole down the back of our base, but I cut it because it was so fucking boring. Okay,
That was the funniest
he's answering his fucking critics, okay? I nitpicked. Where did you get the iron pick?
Yeah.
I said,
God.
oh my god, do you think the iron pick is a smoking gun? Do you think he might have actually helped build these traps and shit? But Lewis has apparently an alibi.
I like the idea that it was boring.
His alibi is that he isn't good enough to build
He's
a
not
stone
good at
pyramid,
building.
which, to be fair, there's like gold
That kinda
and lava and
tracks.
shit. I don't think he could have done it at that point of skill.
Lewis didn't know how to do water.
You know what? Yeah, actually.
He doesn't know how to build a pyramid with lava pit.
I noticed that now that Lewis is more confident in the game, he sounds like almost sassier. Like, not sassy enough to be
Yeah.
annoying, but just enough to make me double take and make me think it was a different person.
He's having fun.
That's because he's turning into Dark Lewis. He's transforming,
Evil.
dude.
The evil is
He's also
seeping
not on
in.
an empty stomach. I bet he went and had a meal and it rejuvenated him.
I like
He went out
the fact
drinking
that
with the boys, Ross. He's drunk.
Yeah. He's drunk. He left him to clean up everything.
So yeah, this is his acknowledgement of like people saying like you built this shit. It's like, no, I didn't. And I don't know, this just made me think like, man, if this happened today, I wonder if it would be like considered an an alternate
Hell
reality game.
It literally is
Like
the
it's not
interloper.
really an R. It is in the fact that he's lying to his friend, I guess. And he's lying to the audience, so clearly it's an argument.
Okay.
Audience
for
interaction. There's audience interaction. Audience participation. The audience participation is the
clarification's
audience
sake.
saying one thing and him saying, "No, you're fucking lying."
So the clarification. So one is fucking with the other, and the one thinks it's all like scary and happening, but the other dude's setting it up. Just so we're clear.
Yeah. Okay. So we can talk about that a little bit. This is, of course, to break everyone's hearts here. This is a prank. This is a bit. This is a falsehood.
What?
The interloper is
No.
actually one of their
Pranks.
friends.
No.
What? No,
Lewis lied
I
about
didn't
not
know
giving
that.
out the server.
This is like being told that Santa isn't real.
This is. I am being told
This
this.
is fucked up.
This is exactly
This
what's
was a
going
setup.
on.
They thought, I don't know, it'd be funny. As I understand it, and I've looked this up a little bit, Lewis knew the entire time that it was like a bit, but kept Simon purposefully in the dark. I forget at what point Simon figured things out. We'll have to talk about that when that shows up. I think I kind of know when he figured it out, but I don't know. Because it's just like, I guess at a certain point you gotta be like, dude, why don't you just fucking ban this person in our game? What's wrong with you? You're putting
Hell.
our whole channel in jeopardy.
For fun. LOL.
I love the idea that he was cool just playing on this server where there's this guy making changes and
To be fair, I would also
movie
kind of.
character.
I would do the same fucking shit. I'm like, I'd be like, if I was playing with Gina or something, and I was hanging with my friends, and suddenly like, oh, there's a weird like thing going on, I would be like, Fuck, dude, I just want to play Minecraft.
Yeah, he's cool with it or whatever. I guess because, like, there's an explanation rooted in, like, logic of, like, oh, it's just some guy. At least it's just some guy and not, like, a Herobrine or something.
Yeah, it's not...
I bet they didn't even know who Herobrine was.
When does Herobrine get popular? Do we remember?
I think it probably existed by this point, but, like, they wouldn't have known.
Okay.
Because they're just getting into Minecraft.
Yeah, like, when did it catch on, I think?
Herobrine is an urban legend and creepypasta originating from an anonymous post on the image board website 4chan in 2010.
Oh. Well, so it would have been, probably earlier this year then.
Earlier this year, and then probably, yeah. But that was pretty
hasn't reached, like, mainstream.
Yeah. He's still in
It's
image
just like
boards.
when Lewis mentioned Slenderman, bro. He's so ahead of the curve.
Yo, oh my god.
They think... No, didn't Lewis say Slenderman was the one fucking with them? It's probably Slenderman.
Ooh.
Slenderman taking
I have
my
an
thoughts.
exact date. July 31st, 2010.
Yeah,
So
there's been
July,
a few months for
August, September, October,
Herobrine
November,
to
December.
germinate, but
Yeah,
I don't think these guys know him yet.
5 months is not enough.
I just wonder, man. I don't know. Like, the effort he goes here to, like, convince people this is real and put me in a mind of, like, what if Shadow of Israphel was an ARG instead of, like, what it becomes? And they, like, really tried to convince people that this was happening. I don't know. There's probably some fucking Minecraft Let's Play series. There's some Let's Player with, like, 400 subscribers who is making a Minecraft ARG.
That's the obvious answer.
It's true. We should just do it and not tell anyone.
That's true.
It's like, don't listen to our podcast, actually. We're not uploading this episode.
Sorry, podcast canceled.
We'll go by different names so no one knows.
Post
I
in a different name.
inexplicably stopped reposting the episodes to my channel, like, community page, in order to keep the prestige.
We'll just make one of those, like, Garry's Mod, like, re-uploading my old Garry's Mod videos channels, but with, like, an old Minecraft, like, multiplayer Let's Play or something, and we, like, use an older version of the game from the Java, and, like, somehow...
Yeah.
Like, that's, I don't know.
But,
I
like,
wouldn't know how to do it.
I get my brother to help me with that.
Like, man, what if...
Cut this from the episode.
We could do that thing that we did where, like, we did the really crappy, like, audio thing for the Discord to make it sound more like Skype.
Yeah. God, oh my god. That'd be kind of fun as a project. But Lewis, first he's like, this
Continuing
is real.
on.
This is happening. I'm not doing this. It's not me, guys. It's not me. And he's not fucking lying. It isn't him. To be completely fair. And he also explains how to fucking make iron, which I'm so fucking glad, because I've been banging rocks together in my game, trying to fucking figure this out, and they've just not been teaching me anything. It's been like a week, and I don't know how to make iron. I just don't understand.
God, I miss the old iron.
I'm actually
I'm scared. It's so dark.
I so appreciate the fact that he, like, shows us, the audience, how to do it, to get to their tutorial roots. It teaches you put it in the smelter.
It's so good. I really miss the old iron blocks. I think it's a nice detail they do these days, where you mine the iron and it turns into a raw iron piece you can put into bars. I do miss that you would just put the whole block of fucking iron into the kiln and then be like, there it is, it's a bar.
Because that's how it worked in real life.
Yeah.
Mill would know.
For the raw iron clumps.
I would know.
Real miner reacts to Minecraft.
With another rock.
That's so true.
Just like the caveman. Oh my god, they're so
Simon
cool.
fills in the missing patches of wood with dirt because he just ran out of wood.
He just did not care.
Lewis claps back against Minecraft skeptics who think he's the one fucking with their world. So yeah, and I was a nitpicker, so I'm, like, happy he responded to me. Anyone else have any thoughts and feelings about Lewis's diatribe?
That was scary. I hope nothing bad happens.
It felt...
I forgot. You say your thing.
I felt like I was being spoken towards directly, because I was like, oh, Lewis must have built this temple in our own podcast. I said that, like, ad verbatim.
It really
so
is like he's talking to us.
It's the best.
I'm sorry, Lewis. I didn't mean it. I apologize.
Lewis has answered his fucking critics.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, Lewis.
I didn't realize that, I did realize, I just, like, remembered, I guess, that when you would make something in a crafting table and there were surplus materials in it and you exit it out, those surplus materials would just pop out of you.
Yes.
Just like be sitting in front of you.
When I was playing Minecraft recently, I was doing that as well, like with the newer stuff I'm playing on Java, and I remember putting a bunch of sticks in there, and I didn't put them back in, and I was like, why is it in my inventory? It should be, like, all over the place. Where it happened.
Oh yeah, also the old iron ingot texture make it look like desaturated tofu.
Yeah, it's kind of a different, like, tone and lightness. I don't know what's up.
It's so crazy.
Also the edges look rounded.
Yeah. The old texture.
Yeah. So the dimmer switch is going off now. Lewis says they're gonna go into their house, which they mean their mind. When he's explaining like how he got the iron, he like walks back to this like huge like staircase shaft that he dug out. Which,
so nonchalant.
And like, yeah, I guess that would have. I guess, you know, as much as I'm like, no cutting on you. What will we lose for history? I guess it probably would have been saying, this is so fucking boring. It's just dark. He's mining and digging.
Tis true. Unfortunately.
Probably an awkward silence.
When I made a mine shaft like this as a child in Pocket Edition, I thought I was the first person to invent the infinite stairs mine shaft, and I felt like the smartest baby in the world.
True.
You were the smartest baby.
Are we gonna dig for treasure and riches? Well, you're the one who said it, so I assume that you are. Just prompting Simon. We
are not there yet, but when they started talking about it like that, I was like, are we getting to the bit? Like,
they're
about to dig.
You thought they were diggy holing.
They're digging a hole, you know?
They are digging a hole, and
is
this
this
is
what
kind
my
of the
friends
first
talk
time we ever see them dig a hole. Simon says we should do some mining. I mean, the game is called Minecraft. I think we should show them the craft of mining. But no, this is not in fact diggy hole. They are just digging a hole. I was like,
gasp.
Very soberly and very like normally. They're not being
normally. It was so sad.
My very last note is other ways to diggy hole.
I'm normal and I am digging a hole.
Fuck, we're so normal.
Lewis goes tutorial mode. He's gonna use the iron he just smelted to make iron picks and swords.
It was so cool to watch.
It's helpful to have a strong pick. It'll last longer. It'll be a lot quicker. He describes a crafting table that's been put inside the wall, like inlaid as a unit, like a kitchen unit, like a dishwasher.
I smiled when he said that because I thought it was cute. I was just like, yay, it's a kitchen.
Yeah,
it's
Simon
like
said that's what he was going for.
I was so happy.
Appliances.
They prepare for the big dig. He makes a lot of torches. And at this point I say, they really picked it up fast. And I had a fun moment of comparing the way that they kind of, like, have taken to this game in the way that we sort of take to games, like with Dragon Ball The Breakers. Like how you play it and it's a weird, scary game we don't understand, but then like you get hooked and you understand. Dragon Ball The Breakers, for anyone who doesn't know, is the game of the moment and the game that everyone was playing. Everyone's playing. The game
the servers are so busy, you guys.
The game
no one
everyone
play
plays,
it.
but nobody talks about.
It needs no introduction, except it kind of does.
It's a Dragon Ball asymmetrical multiplayer, Dead by Daylight, but with Dragon Ball and
Dead by Dragon Balls.
You might notice that game that Wayne Radio TV played and hated it, and they thought it sucked and looked ugly. You might also know it as that game that you might also know it as the only Dragon Ball game that has crossplay. So.
As of this recording.
Did Wayne Radio play Dragon?
Yes,
yeah, they played The Breakers and they didn't like it. They couldn't understand it. The Dead by Daylight streamers were baffled by The Breakers. It's just more intense than Dead by Daylight, It's more competitive.
It's a lot less surviving and more like other shit. Continue.
So they go back to the cave, to the infinite staircase that they've never shown footage of because it's so fucking boring. Lewis had put a rose down in the mine shaft to decorate it. Lewis asks if this is the best way to dig, and I'd say it's okay. I think that's a fine way to dig.
Right. I like to dig like this.
Yeah, Simon says it's good because you can dig anywhere and you'll come across natural caves and caverns, teaching us about Minecraft.
You'll find something.
And if we dig deep enough, we'll eventually come across diamond and a whole lot of lava. Luz is spitting some crazy Minecraft knowledge here. One
I
reason he
have
doubts
written
this is the
here-
best way.
Oh, I said I had written here, what was it? It's like a lot of love, heart emoji. I imagined a better world.
One reason he doubts that this is the best way to dig in multiplayer is because they can hit each other, so the cramped space is, like, bad. And he points out you should never dig below you, because you could fall into a cavern and die.
That's right, Lewis.
Simon says we could dig, like,
First lesson.
parallel to each other. And he, instead of, like, it's a 2x2, like, it's a 2-wide staircase, so they could theoretically just dig like that, but Simon instead makes his own 2-block wide staircase next to it. He, like, digs to the side and makes it and laughs.
Wow, they're divorced. I didn't know that.
It's like, okay, you work on that and we'll see who strikes anything first. And then the bumper comes up, and we'll have to wait to learn more about their mindscapades in the next episode.
But the way things were happening, they were talking about, like, digging randomly is fun or whatever. I was like, I have the words diggy tease in here.
Tease?
Like a I don't know if I can say this word on here.
I've ruined the podcast in one fell swoop.
Okay, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. I can edit it out.
Because I was making the joke, like, it's not diggy diggy hole, but they are digging a hole, and they're talking about it, but it's not happening, so it's a tease. Like a teaser to come.
Okay, alright. It's a tease. I thought you just were talking about tees. Diggy t-shirts.
That's funnier, actually.
My mind misheard you and thought you said Biggie Cheese, like the guy from fucking Barnyard.
Help! This is just a miscommunication getting
Call
worse.
me Mr. Dwarf-tastic.
Tell me about the test.
Diggy
Diggy tees with Biggie cheese. Wearing some diggy tees. Yeah.
my new...
Bars.
Yeah. So, there's a lot more than I expected in these episodes. I found Lewis addressing the fan base at the time very interesting. Like, just...
Yeah.
Like... I mean, it's... Because it's so hard to picture what it must have been like, because now all the comments are fucking old, sad people talking about how they wish it was as simple as it was when they were kids. Like, I don't know.
Imagine being like that.
There must be a huge generational divide in their audiences, from the hardcore World of Warcraft guys to, like, the children who found Minecraft videos on YouTube at the time.
Help! Yeah.
And, man, I really just think, like, I don't know, just the way that Lewis was saying, like, no, this is totally, like, not me, this is real, it was, like, it's just like, man, imagine if this wasn't ARG. Imagine if this was, you could scan the QR code and
The Honeydew
out.
files.
Honeydew files.
Sorry, it came out of my mouth.
It'd be interesting, like, if this happened today, people would probably call it a fucking ARG. Probably wrongly. They would just say it's an ARG, but it's not.
Oh my god, analog horror, you guys.
My god,
I'd
analog
love to
horror, they're
watch
playing
a
old
YouTube short on
Minecraft.
If they call the guy, like, the Slender Files or some shit, and it's, like, old footage where it's like, haha, we're playing, dun dun dun, and it's like, but then there was a TNT. Scientists have yet to figure out this phenomena.
What if the mobs in Minecraft were alive?
What if they were mad?
And they hated you. What if, imagine Minecraft ARG where there's just a cow staring at you. Like,
That's just
following
how it
you and
usually
stalking
goes
you.
for me.
Minecraft ARG, where the creepers sound like Dan Bull. Who's the
Dan
guy that
Bull?
made the creeper rap.
Boom,
I don't-
boom, boom.
I don't-
Wait,
Oh, I
that's
can't
true.
stop
Later on, we
singing.
will
It's
have to
my
listen to the
tune,
Dan
tune,
Bull
tune.
Yogscast
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true. I don't know Dan Bull as the
Oh.
guy who made the creeper rap. I know him as the guy who made the Nerd Cubed rap, and I know him as the guy who made all those video game raps.
I know him also as the creeper guy, when Frost said that. I know him for other things, but as soon as I was like, ah, yes, that creeper rap.
I think when I think
My
Dan Bull, I think of
favorite.
the Borderlands 2 rap first.
My favorite is his Fallout 4 rap, and I did a short little, like, Miku Talkloid cover of it on my channel.
That's nice.
Not to, like, self-promo, but it did, like... it, like, got more views than I thought it would, and it scared me.
They want to hear
Bro,
Miku
you're using a name
sing!
people know.
Scary.
Man, but like,
Yeah, Miku.
true. I also didn't remember the booby trap, but after it happened, it's like, oh, I do remember this famous clip. Lot of developments.
I like how anguished he sounded.
My last and final statement is, they're getting better at the game, and as someone who subscribes to this channel for World of Warcraft tutorials, I'm glad to see these guys are properly explaining things like smelting iron and digging.
They're having fun.
Thank God.
Birch, closing thoughts? You two?
Honestly, I've got nothing, really. I'm just glad to see more gameplay. I think it's a good change of pace.
I've already given most of my thoughts. It's funny, like, these things, of course, we're not setting up, like, what would be calm, but it's funny to see, like, the roots of things.
Yeah.
We've talked about it constantly, but the setting up of traps for Simon and destroying his life and trust in others.
That's gonna happen?
It's a meta. Bro, all along this has been, every single time Lewis is, like, abusive to him in the series, it's all Israphel's fucking dark influence.
Guys, I just realized I was wearing the amulet of the Shadow of Azraphel the whole time.
Azraphel?
Whatever, fuck.
The Shadow of Azrael.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Azrael.
Israphel.
That's the cat from the Smurfs.
I know that cat. He's fun.
Alright, well, with that, it's time for the outro fun time. Everyone, thank you for
so
listening.
much for watching.
Thank you to all of my colleagues for coming here to talk about Minecraft. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks to everyone subscribed to our Patreon.
Thank you to everyone who single-handedly funded my yacht for the beach. It's been great. I've been watching Yogscast on a big teleporter.